My focus was on supporting transition from PYP to MYP by developing approaches to reflecting on the approaches to learning. I teach visual art to grade 2 to 5 students, and these communication skills are ones that I develop with all of the ages. But with grade 5 students, there's a greater emphasis placed on them. I want them to develop their writing skills when it comes to reflecting specifically on how they develop their skills through art. But this can only be achieved in combination with developing their self-management skills on organization and reflection. I realized the importance of this through conversations with my secondary school colleagues, and also when my older son went from grade 5 into grade 6. In the term before the grade 5 exhibition, students go through many experiences from a provocation to experimenting and researching and collaborating with their classmates, gathering data, and then applying it. And one of the things that I do is have them record all the steps in the process. This is done in their sketchbooks using a combination of writing and visual sketches. As they get closer to the PYP exhibition and start planning their presentation, we have them record the different ways they think about using all of the disciplines within the arts to engage their audience. This as well is recorded using language and drawing, and helping them to appreciate how you can write for different purposes and record observations, as well as keep organized and logical systems to documenting their learning. When the grade 5s are in the final stages of preparing for and delivering their presentations to a variety of audiences, they develop an immeasurable number of approaches to learning skills. I use photographs and videos to document all the different steps in the process, so that along with their writing, they can also use photographs and video to refer back to when it comes to the point of reflecting. When they are writing their reports on their exhibition inquiry in their home rooms, in the art room, they are doing a deep dive into the approaches to learning and which skills and then sub-skills they really focused on through art. In order to get a quality reflection on how they used what they learned in art in their PYP exhibition to communicate their learning, I have them start by doing brainstorming on big pieces of paper where each paper focuses on one skill area. They'll do this brainstorming with groups of people who they did not work with during the exhibition, so that I can do a formative assessment and find out where they are with their writing skills. And generally what I find at this stage is that they'll write very broad, sweeping statements about thinking skills in general, and this process helps to start them on the path to becoming more specific and connecting their reflecting to art. From there, they start to narrow down the specific skills that they felt that they really used or improved on. And in their sketchbooks, then they go on to writing a first draft of their reflections and talking about what they demonstrated for each of the skill areas. This gives me a chance to give individual feedback and help them to really get more specific and refine their writing skills. And when they identify things that they've learned that are outside of the sort of specific sub-skills that I had highlighted to them, I can then introduce them to additional ATL sub-skills that they will be using and becoming more familiar with when they reach MYP. Once they have really been able to communicate what they were able to demonstrate that they could do and identify areas to work on, then they will write their final reflections on the PYP exhibition and what skills they developed through art specifically into our learning management system, which is Seesaw. And they will post their reflections alongside a photograph of their presentation space where they will highlight the specific examples of art that they used when interacting with their audience. Every year I refine this a little bit in response to the students and the nature of the exhibition, but the one thing I'm still trying to figure out is a way of presenting the approaches to learning so that students can really engage with them on an individual basis without being overwhelmed by it all and without me spoon feeding them a very narrow band of skills that are targeted. But I think this process really highlights the transdisciplinary nature of the approaches to learning and how in all subject areas writing is absolutely vital to develop.